Yeah, I think I have to go out here and come back on my. The only thing I may not be able to use the background. This one I could not find. Sorry, I'm back on Facebook now. I'm back on Facebook. I don't know why I cannot. I'm back on Facebook. I'm back on TikTok. I'm back on TikTok. So don't worry. So Mr. Faduri should be here now. Let me see if I can find him. Share the broadcast. Thank you, everybody on TikTok. Welcome back. I have to switch my gadgets so that I can. Okay, let me see how to tag. But let me first of all invite. I can send the invite to you first. Anyway. You see, we'll be creating alliances and alliances. Is this light okay? I think I need to do something on that. Let me see. Let me look for it. Okay. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. I think I should be able to see you now. I've added you as my friend. I should be able to see you. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Tope Tosin Owolabi, and this is Tope Owolabi on podcast. I'm trying to put the flyers back here, but I couldn't. And I hope I should be able to see Honorable right now, so I can add you. Let's see if I can see you. Can you send your invite, please? Gazo, gas of the world. Yeah, can you send your invite? I have a lot of my friends on here, and okay, let me see if I can accept. I've not seen it. That's the thing. Okay, yeah, I think I saw you now. Okay, thank you. Yeah, should be on course right now. Thank you, everybody. Sorry for the glitch. Sometimes we have to go through all those things. Yeah, thank you.
Yes,
Ah,
sir.
you are welcome, Honorable Oluwadare Faduri
Good morning. Good
Joseph.
morning.
I'm glad to have you on my podcast. I've done some type of prologue before you came in, but I think it's
Okay.
good that we are here now. We are sure that our guest is here. Can you please share for us, because we have a lot of important information to dish out this morning, and I don't want any, I want, especially if you are young, like I said, my podcast is not for everybody. And we are not talking about who is the guest speaker. Yeah, that the guest speaker is here. Gas Olale Konsule is also a former vice presidential candidate in 2017. Thereabout, if I'm not sure that day the year, but he's here too. So, like I said, I have Mr. Faduri Oluwadare Joseph. I will not. Honorable, I don't know. I call you honorable, Mr. or chief. Which one do you think is okay for me? Even though you will do it yourself, you do the proper introduction yourself. You are welcome. Like I said, he's the global leader for rescue movement for a new Nigeria. This is a man who is so passionate about Nigeria, what's going on in Nigeria, and he's so passionate about how do we go about rescue Nigeria. Was a presidential candidate for Labour Party 2022-2023, and he's going to talk about how you are out again. Uh, and yeah, is a Mr. Faduri Oluwadare. I know he's going to come back because yeah, I think there's a glitch on the. Let me add him again. So, Mr. Faduri Oluwadare Joseph was born
Yes.
January 1st, 1977. That is, for now, I can believe he's part of the Gen Zs too, even though he's a little bit out there, but I think he knows the language of the Gen Zs, and I think he knows how he's going to appeal to the Gen Zs today. I was going to talk to them because we need to get these people. Like I said, most people are only interested in trending information, trendy stories, the sensational stories, emotional stories. That's what they are interested, especially on Facebook, on TikTok, on all the social media outlets. People are only interested in social, and they get distracted. They don't understand the implication of getting involved in the politics of Nigeria. To be serious-minded about it, to be educated about, and to also dish out the necessary information that they need to give out to the people. They don't have it, so they are only interested. So when you see platform like this, they don't come en masse to come and watch. And that is
Mm.
very sad. And that this generational shift of information or narrative is what I'm trying to do with my.
You mute. You mute your phone. Check your mic. You're muted. Honorable, check your mic. You're muted. We're not hearing you anymore. Check your mic. You're muted.
My God, it's a call that comes. Oh my God, let me see.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back on the live. I think you're muted. Check your setting. You're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now you are now we
Sorry,
can hear you.
a call came in on my phone. That's why it moved my my this thing. Okay, hello, welcome back, Mr. Fadari. I was trying to introduce you when the call came in, and it was it interrupted the whole thing. But anyway, you are welcome to my live. Like I said, my name is Topeto Sinwulabi. I'm going to give you a lot of time to introduce yourself and talk to my audience, let them know who you are. And I want everybody to please share for me, please. Very, very important. What you are discussing today is very important to us. It's very important for our country. It's very important to the next generation of Nigerians. And I think we should take it like that too. Okay, go ahead, Mr. and introduce yourself to our audience. And people on TikTok, they are listening to you too. They can hear you. And go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Tope Owolabi. It's a great honor to be with you this morning, and also to be able to speak to Nigerians wherever they are, all around the world, both home and abroad. Thank God that we have platforms like these, that whatever information that is dished out is not just aired only in Nigeria or in the United States, but even those in Canada, Australia, everywhere in the world can listen to it, can play it over and over again. My name simply remains His Excellency King Faduri Oluwadare Joseph, aka Father Joe, the former presidential aspirant of the Labour Party, the man that gave Mr. Peter Obi the Labour Party ticket in 2023. A young man who is based in the United States, and for over 10 years. And every time I go to Nigeria and I come back every 6 months, I go to Nigeria, I realize that the country gets worse than the last time I was there. Every time I go to Nigeria, it gets worse than I was there. So I open up a foundation called F Planet Foundation, and to give food, to give money to the people of Nigeria. But at some point, I realized that there is no amount of foundation, there is no amount of food, there is no amount of money that can be given to Nigerian people.
Can you please
You must.
mute from your end, please? Mute from your end when you're on TikTok. When you come in, just mute, please. Thank you. Go ahead. Sorry for
So,
the interruption.
and that was why I got involved into the politics of Nigeria in 2022, and up to now, up to date, to see how we can rescue a country that has everything but lack everything.
Everything. That's very sad.
So that is just a little introduction about me. So I'm sure that questions will determine other things that we're going to talk about our country.
Yeah. Before we go into that, I want you to talk about your foundation.
Okay.
I saw here the rescue movement for a new Nigeria. Is that the foundation you are talking about? Is or the different foundation you
No,
totally? Can you differentiate the two so that people
okay.
will understand?
In 2012, I started a foundation in Nigeria called F Planet Foundation. And the foundation was mainly to help widows, to help people. We have over 100, widows who are helping to pay their kids' school fees, distribute food. But during COVID, we stopped the food distribution because of COVID and the loss then. But in 2022, we started a rescue movement. It was the rescue movement that gave birth to Obedient Movement in 2022.
Okay. Okay. So the foundation is different from the
Yes,
rescue movement. Can you
yes.
tell us before we get to the issue of you handing over to Obi? Can you tell us how you got involved with Labour Party? What happens? Then you tell us what led to you handing over to Obi. Because when I heard that, when you were talking the other time and you said you hand over to Obi, I was wondering how. Can you give us a brief information on that?
Thank you. Our country is a country where you would think that our leaders will do the right thing for the people of Nigeria. It's a country where sometimes ago it was the America of Africa.
Yeah.
Every likes of Africans, Ghanaians, Sierra Leoneans, South Africans, name them, Tanzanians, they were all in Nigeria. Even the Americans were all in our country.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had oil boom. We had agriculture. We could feed ourselves. We had so many companies.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, we started having leaders who has no heart, leaders who were greedy, leaders who were full of corruption.
Mm-hmm.
And bit by bit, they destroyed everything Nigeria had. Sometimes ago, Nigeria were coming abroad, they will school and go back to Nigeria. But table turned, our
Mm-hmm.
country became what it is today, little by little. Ghanaians went back to their country to fix their country. South Africans went back. Everybody went back to their country and left us alone to fix our nation. But instead of fixing our nation, what we were doing is having leaders that were destroying it. Not because we are not still the best in Africa, the most populous nation, but because the best of Nigeria, we all came abroad. We
Yes.
left the country into the hands of the least of the society.
Mm.
We left the country to the hands of politicians. We call them, we brand them politicians. We don't care about what they do. We all came abroad. And that is why Nigerians are still the best immigrants abroad, anywhere they are, any country today. And because we left our nation into the hands of, people who are even the least in our society. Some of them today cannot even speak or speak good English. Some of them cannot even, speak, and you are not afraid of what will come out of their mouth. That is what left of our country. And now that we left our country to into their hands, we thought we have left. But now what is happening in the country today is affecting us that are abroad more than even those in Nigeria.
Nigeria, yeah, for sure.
And that is why we must also, those of us who are in diaspora, if we have 200 million people in Nigeria, we have 100 million Nigerians abroad, scattered all over the world, that we must come together and see how we are going to rescue our nation. Nigerians can only be rescued from outside Nigeria because those in Nigeria has been weaponized with poverty, been weaponized with suffering, with everything that will make them not to be able to fight for their country, no matter how they try. But we, that we are economically independent, that politicians will not be able to brag with 10,000, with 5,000, are the ones that will be able to rescue that country from the hands of the ones we have right now, who are not doing anything better, but simply just putting money into their pockets, into the pockets of their stooges, their friends, while 200 million Nigerians are there suffering. Those outside and those inside Nigeria. There are some Nigerians abroad that you begin to, when you see even the life they live abroad, some country Nigeria go to, you begin to wonder, what are they doing there? Nigerians are ready to leave their country to go to anywhere, but not Nigeria. That is how bad things have become. We run a nation of unemployment, highest rate of unemployment in the world. We run a nation where every companies are shipping out every day. We run a nation where the politicians are lavishing money every day in the face of the people, and they're telling the people to please persevere. Don't worry, the country will be better. Why they are wasting money away all across the world?
Mm.
So if we abroad are not going to come together to see how we're going to make our country work, then we abroad are going to turn to second generation of slaves, because at some point we will not be able to go back to that country anymore. Our children are born abroad now. Some of them have not even seen Nigeria before, and they are becoming adults.
Mm.
So if we don't do something and do it quickly, we will turn abroad members and not be able to go back home, because home is not habitable, because of insecurity, because of kidnapping, and we will turn to be a second generation of slaves. The first one were brought abroad by force, but we came willingly, and we're not going to be able to go back if things is not done to change the course of things in our nation.
Okay. So you think that is the reason, before we get to this point, I was talking about how the best of us have left the country and we left and now, unfortunately for us, most of us, I can say it because I'm one of them. Most of us won't really dearly want to go back to that country. But which country are we going back that we
Mm.
refuse to build? Which country are we going back that we refuse to speak out about the country? Which country are we going back that we, because like you said, I have a foundation that I was running for years too, but it got to a stage, it was overwhelming.
Yes.
Can you please mute Andy baby? Can you mute? Okay, let me see if I can. Sorry, some my people on TikTok were just coming in. Okay, yeah. So we left. We discovered that we need to go back. So we started this foundation that you say, and it got to a stage I cannot handle it by myself again. I now
Yeah.
discovered that government. There are most places government do the most for the citizen
Yeah.
because they have the resources.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we have the resources in Nigeria, we don't have the personnel. We have the resources, we don't have the people to execute. We have the resources, the system is totally collapsed. And I can say it that the system is collapsed. And with everything that is going on, so I know now I can feel how you understand what is going on in Nigeria because you've been there before. You always go there. Like me, I travel to Nigeria 2-3 times every year, most of the times. And that give me somebody was talking on my platform the other time. He said, look, if you are abroad, there are 3 steps you need to take. You need to visit, you need to take action, and you need to have collaboration. And I think you've gotten to the stage of collaboration now because you visit,
Ye-
you took
Yes.
action. Right now, you're in state of collaboration, and I think that's what led to the rescue Nigeria movement that you created. Okay, now you see, you've not finished that story. I still want to understand, uh, because people don't need to understand, especially people who want to go into politics.
Okay.
They need to
To
understand the protocols, the
okay
processes,
to
and
finish
the
up this. Okay,
yeah,
to finish up the story.
yeah.
I was part of the Nigerians that were complaining. Country is bad. This is
Mm-hmm,
bad. Then some one voice said to me, "Now that the country is bad, what are you going to do about it?"
mm-hmm,
I started the foundation. I said, "Okay, let me start foundation." Like you rightly said, it got to a point. Foundation was overwhelming.
mm-hmm,
You don't realize that you cannot do this alone because the needs are getting more and more bigger every day.
mm-hmm.
So now another voice said to me that okay, because people like you refuse to take leadership of your country. How old was Muhammadu Buhari when he was head of state? He was 29 years old.
Mm-hmm.
All of the people that are running Nigeria today, we've known them since 30, 40 years ago. They've all been in the corridor of power. How old was Gawan? How old was Obasanjo when he was first head of state? How old was President Tinubu when he was governor of Lagos State? How old was Barack Obama when he was American president? He was 44
Mm-hmm.
years old. How old is Emmanuel Macron of France right now? They're all in their 40s. So if some of us who are called leaders of tomorrow, when we were 10, 20 years old, and now we are clocking into 50, and we are still leaders of tomorrow, when will the tomorrow come?
Mm.
Is never given. Power is fought for. So the good people must come together to fight for the power of Nigeria. And one thing that is wrong in our country is at the top, is at the presidency. If you can get it right from the top, if you can have a president who is young, a president who can say there must be law and order in our nation, punishment and rewards. If you commit offense, you go to jail for it, or you are picked up for it. For the past 25 years of our nation, since 1999 till date, nobody has gone to jail for corruption in our country.
That's the sad part.
We are not running a country, we are running a jungle. Nigeria is a federal republic of Nigeria, but what we are running is not a republic, it's a jungle. Because in a jungle, the powerful takes it all. The powerful do what they like. That's what we have in our nation. We don't have a nation, we don't have a republic. So if we must have a nation and a republic, then good people like you and I must get involved. That we're not going to, that they cannot bribe with money, they cannot seduce with money, they cannot influence with money. We must get involved to take our country back. That is the only way. But if we say, oh, when you're talking now, you say, oh, people will say, oh, but you are young, go and be governor. And I said, the problem of our country is not as in governor. It's not in House of Rep. It's not in the local government chairmanship. It's in Aso Rock, the presidency. There is nothing. There is no book that states anywhere that you must go and run to be a chairman or a governor before you can run to be a president. Donald Trump was never in politics before he ran to be an American president. And so many. Zelensky of Ukraine, one of the best leaders of the world, who is defending his nation against Russia, was never a chairman or a governor. He was just a comedian who saw that a lot was wrong in his country. A lot is wrong in our nation, and we must come together, especially with that we are abroad, to see how we can rescue it. Because if it is dollar by dollar, naira by naira, we cannot match these people. They have stolen so much. But if we can come together as a people, the little we can put together, and also control our people back home, to say, if I'm sending you money, I should be able to decide who you vote for. I cannot be sending you money, and when election is coming, you are voting for APC and PDP. And after election, you come back to me to say, uncle, auntie, the country is hard, send me money. So I must be able to also influence who you vote for. Because when you vote for bad leaders, it affects me that is abroad. I am the one you come to later to ask for money. We have more than 100 million Nigerians abroad. If all these Nigerians are abroad, how many millions did Tinubu and God last election to win? 8 million. Don't we have more than 8 million Nigerians abroad who can tell their family members, this is who we are voting for this election? If you are not able to show to me, this is who we are voting for, you vote wrongly, then you will live by it for 4 years. Let us cut off sending money to Nigeria for 4 years. Maybe Nigerians will sit down themselves and vote for the right candidate. Look at America. Because they don't have anybody to go to. They don't have nobody to call abroad. When election is coming, they stay in their country and they vote for the right candidate that they want to vote for. But because our countrymen, our countrywomen, they know that they have brothers and uncles abroad. So they cast their vote for the same tips we're talking about. And after election, they pick their phone to call me, you and I abroad for money. So 2027 is an election that we must be decisive. And that was why in 2022, I went to Nigeria and I decided to say, what are we going to do? There must be a change in this country. And I started Labour Party. Spent over 200 million, no godfather, nobody, single-handedly pick up Labour Party and made it a party viable before Mr. Peter Obi came in to join the party 5 days before the end of our primary. And because of the greed and corruption in our country too, that was how Mr. Peter Obi got a ticket. Not because I really wanted to give it, but because of the greed and greed in political parties in our country. The leaders of the party chose to, sway, to collecting money from Mr. Peter Obi and gave the ticket to him then. I was just a young man who was coming in, without knowing, the hanky-panky of politics in our country, the way they play their games, and I would just come in openly to see how we can rescue a country, spend my hard-earned money abroad to see how we can put the party together. Before Mr. Peter Obi was given the ticket then, I said, okay, but let's see. Let's see how we can work together. At least among the 3 people, he was still a better candidate than the 2 of them. And I joined in to see how we can be. And I came to the United States to register Obedient Movement abroad. I was one that came abroad to register Obedient Movement that became a phenomenon all across the world. But, a lot of people don't have information of this that I'm bringing to the public, and some people also have the information. So we must come together now to start building to rescue our country back from the hands of these people. Look at the people who are there today. Tinubu on one side, the articles on the other side. These are the same people who have destroyed our nation to what it is today, and the same people that are still the one fighting for power in 2027. So Nigerians are abroad, most importantly, must come together so that we can rescue our country. We can put resources together to have a candidate that we can support, that we know that will represent us, not the one that are representing themselves in government. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Faduri. Like I said, you've seen and you've experienced everything. But you see, the problem I have, people abroad, have is the fear that is being, the narrative of fear that is being created. Even though I understand some basic things when it comes to elections in Nigeria, one is by force, two is by selection, three is by who, and now we have a lot of political jobbers who have come into politics, and the only thing they want to do is to take from you. Okay, so how do you navigate that when you are contesting in 2023? Because I want people to have this information. Is it true that Nigeria politics is caught? Is it true that the election is already predetermined by the owners of the country? What is your experience? Can you please give us an insight into what you experienced when you were contesting in 2022-2023?
Thank you, Honorable, for that question. One thing I learned out of 2022-23 was that there were some monies that I spent I wasn't supposed to spend. I thought I was spending it because I wanted us to, garner support here and there. But at the end of the day, I realized that some monies were just when that went into wrong hands, wrong pockets.
You need to give us insight into that wrong hand, because people need to know.
When you say,
The reason why, hold on, sir. The
okay.
reason why you want to say this is when I started my foundation the other time, all of them started coming to me, including the present speaker of Ekiti State, who is the guy that is. They came to me. They thought I wanted to go into politics, but me, I'm not interested in politics, and I used to say it. I'm just doing my own thing on my own volition. So when they now come to you, and they will come. But what is their intention? So please tell us, talk to us.
The most dangerous thing on earth that God created is human being. You never see the heart of human being. They are all going to come and see, oh, they're coming to support you. But it is stomach infrastructure. That is what some of them are coming to do. When you become a candidate or aspirant in Nigeria, everybody now see you as a problem solver. The one that his kids has been going to school before. Now that you have become an aspirant, that is when he doesn't have money again to pay for school fees. When you become an aspirant, you are running for election. That is when people's rent now finish. They need help to pay rent. When you become an aspirant, that is when their husband or wife is sick and they need help. And because you have a hard thinking genuinely that it's possible that these people actually might be in need of this help, you start giving money here and there. You now realize later that all of those were just to job, as they were jobbing the same amount of money from you, they were going to the next door to ask the next politician of the same amount of money. That is that on one side. Another side is that in election you cannot do it by yourself alone. So you feel okay, let's appoint some people, okay, 10 million, 20 million, and do this side, and do that side. But when you give me people money,
they run away with the money.
It's either they run away with the money, or that half of the money goes to their projects. The house that they already have, the land they already bought, they have a foundation.
They start building.
So you begin to see that Nigerians are part of the problem. We can be blaming the politicians too, but when you now come into the system, you now realize that okay, we are blaming these politicians, but even the people themselves are part of the problem. That is why I said it is only those who are abroad that can save Nigeria. Those in Nigeria cannot rescue because of poverty, level of poverty in our country, and greed. When people see you coming, especially coming from abroad, everybody is looking to tap dollar or tap pounds or tap something. Even when they know that the other people are oppressor, are bad, they are ready to collect everything from you. But when election is coming, they still go for the highest bidder. You are giving them money today, but when it's time for election, and the other party is bringing a little money higher than what you are giving them, they are swayed by that money. That is the level of rascality, the level that poverty has weakened the people of our country. So these were some of the things that we went through in 2022. After spending so much money, that at the end of the day, you realize that some money were given to people you think they were working for you, but they were actually working for themselves and their pocket. Some monies did not get to where it's supposed to get to. There is no way we can completely, stop all of that. But I learned a lot that, okay, there were some people that collected money, so we need some 10 people to come to Abuja. At the end of the day, when you now ask them, where are the 10 people? Oh, they start looking for, they go inside Abuja and give people 30,000 and they bring them and say, these were the people that we brought. So a lot is wrong in our country. But even at that too, well, it's expected. It's just a people that are, so the corruption it has become like a norm. People don't see it as a crime. And they will even be calling God's name when they know they are lying to you. So it's so sad that when you are coming into Nigerian political space, if you're not careful, they will drain you completely. And you will achieve nothing if you are not careful. If you don't put your eyes down to demand for receipt for everything you ask them to do. Even though demanding for receipt does not mean you will completely, wipe off that level of corruption. You can reduce it. Some you have to look away, because if not, they will frustrate you. So the country has been so bastardized that even an African Nigerian is so corrupt that when you are blaming those in government, majority of them, if they have opportunity, the only opportunity you are giving them to be coordinator of a group, they have nothing to show for it. So that is why we're having the same politician, the same people running our government over and over and over again, because they know the system, they know the people. Don't worry, just bring 10,000, give them, they will change mouths. The same people who are saying government is bad today, Tinubu is destroying the country. If election comes tomorrow, look at what happened as of rep election that happened a week ago, the by-elections. Of APC won almost 16 seats. In a country, a responsible country, APC should be losing every election, whether councillorship, whether can APC come and win election in America? Look at what happened last election. Because of the poor performance of a Democrat, look at the way the Republicans swept every election.
Almost everything, yeah.
But in our country, the same government that is destroying the nation is still returned back to power. Because 8 years of Muhammadu Buhari was a hell in our country.
Really?
But now, in fact, Buhari, when people say Buhari was the worst president, I said no, Buhari was even better. The Buhari we have now, which is Tinubu, is worse than the Buhari that died. People say, oh no, it's not true. I said, okay, wait. How much was dollar when Buhari was there?
But they were subsidizing. No, let me cut in. They were subsidizing dollar when Buhari was there.
Okay, is it not better for us to be subsidizing dollar than for us not subsidizing dollar, and dollar is 1,500?
But they won't have any money to spend. There'll be no money to spend on anything. Okay, anyway.
Right. But my brother,
we're still going to talk about politics and governance. So you can go on with your narration and finish with it. We're still going to talk about politics and governance.
When Buhari was president, how much was fuel? 280. How much is it today? When Buhari was president, how much was rice, bag of rice, beans, and all that? They were all below 20,000. How much are they today? Almost 100,000. So was the subsidy a blessing or a curse? Is it not better for us to have left the subsidy and find a way to run our country than to take subsidy off? States are getting more money that they cannot account for. Federal government is getting more money they cannot account for. We are building Lagos Coastal Road, 15 trillion, and the country is suffering. So, subsidy removal, was it a curse or was it a blessing? During 4 years ago, if you send 20,000 to a Nigerian, he will appreciate it. If you send 100,000 to a Nigerian today, it's not money.
It's not money.
It has no value.
Right.
So, what is the essence and what is the advantage? What is the benefit of our subsidy removal? Because removing subsidy was supposed to make our country better.
Mama, I see you. I listen.
Removing subsidy was supposed to make our country better, but now it makes it worse. Nigerians cannot feed themselves. Now, another Nigerian is now a kidnapper. Mother is kidnapping son to get money. Pastor is organizing kidnap for himself so that members can contribute money. That is how bad our country has become. Everybody's looking for money. But sometimes ago, it wasn't this bad. An average Nigerian is now a beggar. 4 years ago, Nigerians were not as demanding as this, as they were demanding today. And there is no end in sight. And some people will come and tell you the government is trying, they have destroyed the government before Tinubu came in. The question I ask them is that, was it my party that destroyed the government before Tinubu came in, or Tinubu's party? Was it my party? Was it not the same Tinubu party? Who brought in Buhari? Was it not Tinubu? Was it not the same people, the same ministers that work with Buhari are still working today with Tinubu? It's a continuation of the same failed government. So until we, the people of Nigeria, see, any country that must succeed in life must follow what Bible or Quran or nature says. When God wants to create the world, the first thing first he did, he created light. After light, it was easier for everything God made to be created. America we are today, what makes America is the light we are using. So any country that want to fix your country, you must fix light first. Instead of wasting money to build Lagos Calabar Coastal Road, we can put 10 trillion to give Nigeria 24-hour power supply.
Before you go to the I know you have a solution to the problem, because we're going to talk about the problem, then we go back to the solution. You see?
Yeah, because I'm a man that talk about problem and solution. So we talk about problems, no. But what are the solutions to the problem? They are there, but they won't go to the solutions, because if they do, many Nigerians will be free from their oppression. So they want to keep our country oppressed forever, because when they are okay, we won't be able to give them 10,000 to vote for us. So let's not do things that will make them to be okay. Let us do things that we know we can use to siphon funds around the world, so that we can continue the same gimmicks, the same system every 4 years. So it's so sad where our country is. So it's going to take people abroad to come together and say, we must rescue our country. People in Nigeria, majority of them are helpless. And most of the youth too in Nigeria are not helping matters. They are on Facebook, they are on Instagram. That is where they comment. That's where they do election. That's where they vote. That's where they vote. Election is not won on social media. If they can take their enthusiasm, if they can take their frustration, right now we are having voters registration. Those that will go and register will be the yalogers, will be the market woman, will be the uneducated. Nigerian youth are busy watching Manchester United, Liverpool, and when election is coming, some of them are not able to vote because they have no voters card. And now, who suffers the problem of the country? They are the one that suffers it. So, Nigerian problem is multifaceted that we must look into, and that is why any you that talk to me and say, "Have you registered? Go and register to vote." You are the problem. Now, finally, they say, "Oh, election is we don't need to vote. Oh, they know who's going to win." And I said, "No, they don't know who is going to win. Oh, they rig it. They already write the result before election." It is not true. The reason why politicians rig election is because we give them a power to rig it. For instance, if you live in Ikorodu and you register as a voter, and Ikorodu has 1 million registered voters, if on the day of election, out of the 1 million, only 500,000 people came to vote, and 500,000 sit at home, those 500K that sit at home is the one they used to rig election. They will not complete for those 500 and add it to the existing 500 that came to vote. That's how they rig election. So if everybody that registered to look at America, everybody that registered to vote come out to vote. So which one are you going to rig?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's how rigging are done. They
I
let you
think people
feel,
need to
oh,
understand that. I think you need to. I want you to emphasize on that particular, because you see, when people just resign to fate and say, "Oh, the election is rigged, and there is nothing we can do," that particular aspect, I think people don't understand, and I think people need to understand that when you refuse to vote,
yes, they'll vote for
they
you.
will match your vote
They will vote
to
for you.
those that voted, and they will
Exactly.
now make it part of their numbers. I think
That's
that's
how they.
most
That's
people.
that's, that's how they
Can
rig.
you repeat it so that most people don't understand, so that they will understand the effect of you not voting. Let's hear that again, sir.
My fellow Nigerians who are listening to me or who are going to listen to this podcast, I know you have not been voting because they told you your vote does not count. They told you, oh, they know the winner even before the election. But that is not true. It is the gimmicks of politicians to discourage you from going to vote so that they can vote for you. And this is how they do it. If in your constituency, if in your ward, 1,000 people are registered voters, including you, and on election day, you refuse to go and vote because you felt your candidate was not there, because they were going to rig it anyway, or because they already know the winner, when you have a 1,000 member in your ward that registered and only 500 came to vote, the remaining 500 that did not come to vote, they will not take the polling ballot paper and thumbprint to make it up. That is how they rig election from ward to ward, from state to state. And I will remind you, look at what happened in 2023 election when everybody massively came to vote in Lagos. It was not easy for them to rig because everybody came out to vote. That was
Hmm.
why Labour Party won Lagos State.
Hmm.
They couldn't rig it because everybody that registered, 90% of them came out to
Came
vote.
out to vote. Hmm.
So, so the 10% that is left that didn't come out to vote was not enough to match up the number.
Hmm.
That was why Labour Party won Lagos State without having to rig it. So if Nigerians can wake up to say, okay, whether they're going to rig it or not, I am going to vote, you will see that it will become harder for politicians to rig election because they cannot change your ballot. They can only vote for you when you refuse to use
To
the power
vote.
you have, the most power you have to make a leader in your country, to choose a leader in your country, the power to vote. It is better for you not to register as a voter than to register and not to vote. Because when you register and you refuse to vote, and on voting day, you went to go and pray, on voting day, you stay at home, oh, don't go out, oh, they say they're going to fight, oh, all you are doing is giving them your power to vote on your behalf. And that's how they win election in Nigeria. So these are things I have come to learn, to realize that we must now begin to preach to Nigerians that please, election are won when you refuse to vote. If you go out to vote, nobody can win election that you all go out to vote for.
Uh, Thank you, Mr. Honorable Faduri Oluwadare Joseph, a former presidential candidate for Labour 2022-2023. And you've been very passionate, very insightful in your delivery of your message. But then, I want to ask this question. What are the political changes that are likely to shape Nigeria governance beyond 2027 or before 2027? Because you see, most of us will resign to fate. APC is on top of their game right now. They've taken over the judiciary, they've taken over INEC, they've taken over the police, they've taken almost all the system, they've taken over. What do you think we can do at this point? And that's the reason why most people resign to faith. That's why most people, they said, oh yeah, they've written the result. And that is why, and I used to ask myself, how will a state conduct a local government election? And they will tell us, oh, APC swept everything. I've never seen that type of malady before in my life. Can you tell us, what do you think? Apart from this, okay, people should vote. You said provide a solution. People should go out to register to vote, and they should vote on the date of on the day of election. Why is it that most of us are very passive when it comes to voting?
Voter apathy in our country is very, very poor. And voting education in our country is very, very poor. Any nation that is not educated will continue to suffer bad leadership. Nigeria is a country where people are only interested in voting at the presidency. Nigerians feel that the only election they have to vote is presidency. You now realize that when local government election is coming, it's only the party people. For instance, now, if it is a APC that runs Lagos, it is those party people that will mobilize their people to come and vote. And every Nigerian does not even know the election is going on local government day, election day. On the day of by-election, for the last election, many Nigerians were not even aware elections were going on all across the country, because they only pay attention to one election, presidential election. And that is why it is easier, like I said before, it is easier because don't forget that this party, for instance, if APC runs Lagos, so they know the number of voters registered in Lagos. So they allow people to finish their vote and they have the remaining balance to it. And you realize that the people that came out to vote are times 10 of the result that we get. Because the feeling, that's why they will keep some boys in some rooms and they are thumb printing. So when they finish at the collation center, okay, this that center, how many people register? 50,000. How many people came out to vote? Only 10,000. Then, oh yeah, 35,000. Add to that vote. So any state that you run, you have the power to rig it. Because you control the INEC, you control the police, you control everything. That is why you see that PDP will win their state, APC will win their state, ABGA will win everybody will win their state, because the people themselves are not coming to vote. So everything starts from the local government to state to House of Rep to the presidency. The same system. They use the same system every day, every time, because people refuse to vote. People refuse to understand that even as small as local government, if you don't put the right person there, if you put a yes person or who has a godfather, then he will be responsible to his godfather, not to the people. Some people say, oh, some youth have been in government and they didn't perform. I said, no, youth have never been in government since 1999. The youth that are in government are youth that are put there by godfather and they are responsible to their godfather. They are put there, but their hands are tied to their back.
Yeah, they cannot do anything.
You cannot do anything. You are there by your godfather's instruction. So
even some governors are put there, and they can look at what happened in Rivers.
So you will do what he says you are going to do. So unto the people themselves. So in 2027, it must be the politicians versus the people of Nigeria. The people of Nigeria must decide, because we have 200 million. These politicians are not even up to 20,000.
Yeah.
And they all have one vote. So Nigerians are going to decide in 2027 whether it is the people that will decide or whether it is the politicians. I saw some youth asking for election reform. They want an chairman to be removed, blah, blah, blah. And I told some of them, that is not the solution to Nigerian problem.
Yeah, I still want to come to that election reforms, because like Peter for Nigeria was clamoring for it. And why do you think that is what to do? Because it's the last time I heard him talking, he was trying to tell Atiku Abubakar or this ADC, the new, that why are you people not talking about electoral reform? Because that is the engine that will bring most people to power. And if they don't have power over it, if it is not non-partisan electoral system, how would they so why do you two, because you now join her now, you are just telling me as a young man so what do you think is the problem? Can you talk to us, please?
Peter and the rest of them needs to channel their strength and their power not to electoral reform by INEC, but electoral reform by Nigerians. And I'll explain what I mean by that. Let's take, for instance, President Tinubu removed the INEC chairman today. Would President Tinubu now put another chairman that will not be responsible to him?
No.
That's the first question.
Okay.
Second question. Do you think that the House of Rep, National Assembly, that were all unpicked by one man to be there, would they sit down and make law and make reform that will be against them and against their master? So if we are talking about reform, let us channel our energy to telling the youth of Nigeria to go and register, in mass, and for every election, be ready to vote. And thank God, it's a social media time. It's a social media time. Every phone is there. From polling booth, we use our phone to count, we record, we keep record, even before it gets to INEC. If INEC could not rig Lagos State in 2023, because the records were clear, there was no way to rig. Everywhere in Lagos, they were counting people. People have the figures before INEC. The only way we can have a credible election is when Nigerians and the youth of Nigeria register and vote and stood by their vote, counted before they leave polling booth. That is when we're going to have a reform. Then we will now elect good people that we go to the National Assembly and say, okay, now people bring us here, no be Godfather. So we are responsible to the people, not Godfather. Then there'll be a reform. But to think that the INEC chairman that is there today will put up a reform that will be against his master, or the National Assembly that is there today will do a reform that is against their master, we are joking. The likes of Atiku and all that cannot talk about reform. Do you know why? Because they know the system. They're going to benefit from a rigged system. So they won't talk about it.
They know how it is. They know how they got there. They know how those who are there got there. They know everything. They know the tricks.
They know.
And
they
I think
know their plans for next election. How they're going to use money to buy vote up and down. So they're not going to lead. So if you are looking for who to lead a reform, it can't come from the articles. They are wasting your time to think it will come from them. So the most reform that we need is to reform Nigerian mindset of voter apathy.
Thank you. That is very profound. I think, you see, and that's what I'm saying. You see, my platform is created to change the narrative that is going on there and to educate young people. And we are going to go back to these young people. You are a very young man, brilliant, and you are very enthusiastic about how Nigeria is going to be better. What do you think we can do? Because most of our young men and women, this Gen Z generation, they are consumed with, like I told you, with the trending issues. They only want to talk about, fashion, some things that is not adding value to their. What do you think politically? What do you think we can do? What can we do? Like how the Tinubu said, we have to make agricultural sexy to the Gen Zs. What do you think we can do? Because the population of the young people in Nigeria about 60%. Okay, that means yeah. That means they have power. They are powerful at this point. But it's not about sitting on the social media alone. It's about going out there doing. What do you think we can do for the young people to get involved, to be more educated, what do you think, and to put boots on ground? What do you think we can do, Honorable Faduri Uluwadare Joseph? Thank you.
Thank you. What can we do to help the youth, first and foremost, to get involved, whether in agriculture or in politics or in this or in that? We must, those who have voice, the likes of Peter and every other celebrities that have a voice, the people like you too that have a voice, we must use our voice to start telling the youth, to start educating them how rigging is done. And when you understand this rigging, then get involved in your country. Vote. A country where you don't vote, you don't have a voice to say it's bad. A country where you don't vote and you say it's bad, then you are one of the problems. So to solve the problem, we must start educating our youth on the need to register. From 18 years old, on the need to register. You don't have to follow. If your father is in APC, that doesn't mean you must be in APC because your father is there. So when we turn our effort, our power, our influences to telling youth to register to vote, and on election day we vote for who we think will make our country better, not the ones that we know are just names and nothing to show for it. That is one way we're going to make our country better. In the 50s, in 60s, Nigerians were agriculturally produced country. But today, how do you want to lure youth into agriculture when they are seeing you, the elders, not doing anything that has to do with agriculture? When they see you flying abroad, sending your own children abroad, but you want them to go to farm and go and farm, and you don't even make agriculture lucrative or beautiful for anybody to join. If I become Nigerian president today, I will put all Nigerian universities, all Nigerian universities, to create, all of them have faculty of agriculture. If you have faculty of agriculture in every state, pull that faculty to be away from the campus and give them a mini campus. If you are reading Greek in Nigeria, then let every school be producing rice, corn, maize. Let the students who are graduating, let your project to graduate be that you are going to maybe you are going to plant rice. When the rice is going to be your home, your project. Cassava, your project. Corn, your project. Different food. Tomato, your project. Let's look at all Nigerians and let's see. So if we start encouraging that from university days, when you know that, okay, when I was in honor level, I said that, okay, I was going to, plant a corn. And at the end of the semester, my corn is marked as A, B, or C, as a prerequisite. From university, we have given a culture of agriculture. From there, some of them are going to leave and say, okay, I love what I'm doing. I want to continue to grow corn. I want to continue to grow beans. I want to continue to do it with government now making loans available with the lowest interest. But we will have encouraged that young man to participate in agriculture for 4 years in university. It is easier for such young man to graduate and continue that path. Even if not 100% of them, 80% of them, or even 50% of them, will continue the path of agriculture. The Nigerian universities can now be producing food that Nigerians will eat, together with the ones that regular farmers are producing. If we can do that, we will make our country rich in food that will even be exporting.
Thank you very much. For those who are just joining us, I have on the hot seat Honorable Faduri Oluwadare Joseph. And you can see he's been talking to us on variety of issues. He's from Ijebu-Jesha in Osun State, Nigeria. He is a licensed nurse from University of State of New York. He's also a licensed nurse from and he's also a licensed nurse, Texas State Board of Nursing, USA. He has a Merit Allied School. He went to Merit Allied School of Health, Harrison, New Jersey, in 2029 to 2011. He went to Ambrose Ali University, Epoma, Edo State, BSc Sociology, 1996 to 2000 and should be 2010, but I saw 2001 here. And he went to Ibadan Boys High School. Oh, you're a Ibadan boy guy. That shows your passion. Anyway, nobody will go to that school. You went to Ibadan Boys High School, Okebola, and these are the things I'm trying to tell people. People must be able to read out your who you are. The Bible will tell where you started. The Bible, because most of our people that are there, including our present president, you cannot reel out where these people come from. Who are their schoolmates? What is that? So when you have people like that in leadership, what do you expect?
That's true.
A lot of things will be waived. So, like I said, my dear brother is the executive director of F Planet Group in USA 2010 to present date. He's the president of F Planet Foundation 2010 to present date. He's the executive manager F Planet Entertainment 2004 and 2014. We're still going to talk about the role of entertainment in our politics. You get ready for that. He's executive manager F Planet Entertainment 2004 to 2014. He's also executive manager F Planet Music and Movies 2014 to present date. He's executive director Africa Broadcasting Network ABVN 2021 to present date. He's the chairman Performing Musicians Association of Nigeria, Mushin Solo Chapter 2026 to 2006 to 2008, and is the founding president, Social Science Students Association of Nigeria, AAU EPOMA chapter in 2000. And also Nigerian is his president, Nigerian Sociological and Anthropological Student Association, NSASA, AAU EPOMA chapter 1996 to 2000. Like I said, we have a man who is well versed. He knows how to cut his onion. He knows what he's doing. He has gone through the ranks. And now he has seen it all. Like I said, when I started the broadcast, I said he was there. Like the three cardinal things the few people in diaspora must know, that you have to visit before you can impact the community. You need to visit them, then you take your own action, and now you start with collaboration. And my brother who is here, Mr. Faduri Oluwadare Joseph, he has gone to Nigeria, which is the first step. He took action by starting a foundation that impacting people before he now join politics. Now he's in the right now, like I said, the stage he is now is the state of collaboration. And let's go back to the question I asked the other time.
Okay.
About what was the question? I wonder. I was asking the question when I was reading out your profile. I'm going to go there because I need the impact of entertainment. What do you think? Because I in one of your something I read something about your executive manager F Planet Entertainment 2004 to 2010. So and you are also executive manager F Planet Music and Movies 2014 to present day. What is the impact of entertainment in rallying people around to affect our political space?
Thank you. That's a very also important question, because of the way the country is, entertainment is the only way people are using to survive. And having a Jan is a comedian, and having a Jan is a stick maker, and having a Jan is a content creator, even when sometimes it doesn't make sense. But everybody's a content creator. Everybody is a this, is a that in the area of entertainment. So the entertainment industry could have been the one that all will help us, to choose leaders, because Nigerians have a lot of followers within the celebrities. But you now realize that some of our celebrities too, make wrong choices, maybe because of money, because they are making movies and they're not making money from the movies. Just like we have actors and people in entertainment abroad making money, but those in our country are not making money. In 2022, when I was looking into every sector in our country, when I always say that, okay, why do we have actors at some point coming online to come and beg for money? What happened to, So I came into the industry and I realized that we're not making money. When you make the movies, it's pirated. Most of the money go to piracy. And I take, okay, what is the piracy law of our country? When I read the piracy law of our country, I wept for our country. If anybody pirates my product, whether my movie or whether my song, the fine for piracy is less than 100,000 naira, about 10,000 naira. So if the fine for piracy is 10,000, anybody can pay it and pirate. So these are the laws that we're supposed to visit. When we visit it, and make corrections and make it so tight that if you pirate a movie or a song, we are paying in millions. then we can let the owners of the act, of the craft, get something out of it. So when they get something out of it, they can have an investment for themselves in the future. And now, because of the fact that they have no investment, they have nothing to fall back on, they are not making money from their movie, then they become stooges of politicians. And when they speak for politicians, millions of their followers move into them. Oh, this my celebrity is following Tinubu. Myself go vote for Tinubu. Oh, he's following Atiku. So that is the way it is. In 2022, I spoke to one very, popular actor who didn't campaign for nobody, and I said, I want you to add to my voice. You are a youth like me, and he said, Faduri Joe, I love what you are doing. I will love to support. I will love to be part of it, but I won't be able to do it, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
He said, see, if they see you with me now, if they see me with you, that I say vote for a younger person, that tomorrow they can come and say all the money I've been making in you, I didn't pay tax. He said, but you will go back to US. You telling me that I will remain in Nigeria. He said they can look at my house that I built and say that house, the C of O belongs to the government. They can come and destroy it. He said, I would love to join. I know the right thing to do, but we can't do it. We live in a country where once you are not on their side and you have a name, they will come after you. So the ones who don't care, they go with them so that they can get money. So entertainment has not helped us in the area of choosing leaders, because most of our entertainers or influencers, they're on the wrong side of the coin, because they also are looking for how to survive, survival of the fittest. Because you need them to call you for MC, to call you for to come and MC their event. So you dance to their tune. But I don't need anybody, even if I'm in entertainment, I don't need anybody to come into your event. I don't, because I can work. So I am independent of all of that. And the ones who don't want to be part of it, they stay clear, because their conscience tells them, now this person is not the right person. So instead of me to campaign, I'd rather be quiet. So entertainment wise, we have destroyed it, and we just use the influencers, as pawns, to convince and to confuse Nigerian people.
Thank you very much. There's a question that I pinned there. I'm going to, because you talk about agriculture, and we're going to revisit it. Before we go into that, for those on TikTok, I'm going to give you opportunity to talk, to ask questions from my guest, who is Honorable Faduri Oluwadare Joseph. He has been here for the past almost 1 hour now. We'll be talking about Nigeria, how we can rescue ourselves, because people forgot something. When we want to rescue Nigeria, we are rescuing ourselves. We are rescuing the next generation. But people think, oh, let's leave Nigeria to them. We cannot do anything. Everything is going to just to be what it is. So for those, you are going to join the conversation. If you want me to bring you up, because he's here to answer us. If you want me to bring you up, just go do the invite button. Then I will put you on speaker so that our guest will hear whatever question you want to ask. You are free to ask. So those of you are free to join the conversation. Thank you for tapping. Thank you for joining. Thanks you for all the gifts. Mama Tai Tai, thank you. You've done it wonderfully well today. I really appreciate you. Thank you, Mama, for being there. Mr. Ola Adams, Adetutu, Moreni Keji, thank you very much. Now, let's go back. You see, because there are layers. It's like onion, layers of problem of Nigeria. And this, I'm going to bring to the issue of even agriculture. I think the government is supposed to play the leading role by providing these things, and they do. In their budget, they have it written, boldly written. They give out fertilizer, they give out herbicide, they give out everything. But unfortunately, it doesn't get to the ordinary people. They only distribute it among themselves or political allies or those who are close to them. And like you said, what happens to you when you are campaigning? When you give somebody 20 million to handle one part of it, and you discover that they use the money for their own personal project. So, in agriculture, do we supposed to be the mainstay of our economy because we have very good land. But what the government supposed to do, they are not doing. That's why I pinned that comment. What's your response to it?
What government supposed to do, like I said, is start, making agriculture lucrative from our universities and colleges of education. How do you even have Minister of Agriculture who is wearing suit and is in Abuja? And Ministry of Agriculture in Nigeria, whether at the federal or state level, cannot even boast of 1 acre of land cultivating something. Minister of Agriculture is also reading cocoa and corn in the book. Minister of Agriculture cannot say the ministry produced one trillion bags of rice for Nigeria for 2025. Minister of Agriculture cannot even give to the presidency and say proposal to make sure that, okay, let's have all schools, university, polytechnics, college of education, let's have them have Department of Agriculture, Faculty of Agriculture created away from the main campus and let them be giving us food. Let's look at our prison system. All these our prisoners. Let's create farm for them. If you are in prison, you are there for 1 to 3 years. We are farming for Nigerian people. So that when you come out from that prison, you can say, when I was in prison, I learned this craft. Like abroad. In the United States, once you go into prison, you are there learning something. Maybe furniture, maybe this, maybe that. When you come out, you can use that tool to work. Why can't we use that? Even if it is only to say, once you go into Nigerian prison, you're going to be producing food that you guys are going to be eating in the prison. Let's even leave it at that, not even producing for Nigeria. But by the time we are doing that, we'll be creating a society where even young people who from university days, planted, cultivated corn, cultivated beans, we come out and say, I'd like to be a farmer. Who was in the university and cultivated fish pond. We come out and say, I want to be, let me get, those are the people that will now give government resources to. Not the ones that we say we are giving fertilizer and we give it to a banker because it's a member of our political party. And those who are supposed, even the farmers who are supposed to get it, are not even getting the resources. So these are the problems of our country and leaders who have no clue of how to run a nation.
Okay, thank you very much. I have somebody.
Okay, right.
Oh no, go
also,
ahead.
Finally,
yeah.
One problem, one thing that I also think that is wrong in our country is a monopoly that we allow Dangote, for reason best known to the government of Nigeria, to close all borders. And one man is only one producing rice, sugar, garri for our country. Any country where there is no competition, the price will always be at the top. Dangote is selling rice cheaper in other African countries than he's selling it in Nigeria. Why are we closing the borders? Open the borders for food to come in so that I can fall the price of the food inside. But we are closing it for one man. And that is the only one man that is supplying rice to Nigeria, supplying beans to Nigeria, supplying corn to Nigeria, supplying sugar to Nigeria. Then it's a monopoly. So he dictates the price of what he wants to put there. But if there are competition, healthy competition, food coming in left, right, and center, then price of food will also fall, as the case may be.
Thank you so much. I have somebody on my TikTok who was trying to made a statement. I brought him up, and I think he's saying that it seems it is apparent the speaker is not aware of the effort of the administration with regards to Agric. So, Mr. Ahmed Bakari, my speaker is listening to you.
Is the person still online?
Yes, it's online. Yes, it's ready. We are.
It's online.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. You said what?
Is it in Nigeria or in the diaspora?
Both of us are in diaspora. Okay.
So what I'm saying is, you see, it is always very, very cool for somebody to be abreast with topical situations of the country before they start making innuendos online.
Okay.
Because he when he was talking, I realized he has no knowledge of what is at stake, especially with the government, what this administration has actually done in 2 years.
Hello, sir. Hello. Yeah, you will funny, but I just want to. Hold on. I just want to redirect you. You see, when you say somebody that have no knowledge, then you to yourself, it seems as if you don't know the person that is talking, and you don't even know. But what I want you to do, just let me just tell you what I want. Let me tell you what I want you to do. Hold on. I want you to talk. Hold on. I will tell you. Hold on. Just hold on. Hold on. You will talk. Just let me. Just hold on. I want you to. You see, what you said is what I want you to just come here. Tell us what you think. You have a better information.
It's not what I think. I have information.
Yeah. Say it and let us hear it. Okay. Don't disparage anybody. Just say your own. Then we will respond to it.
See, this is what is going on. This is we peddle misinformation and distortion of information.
Okay.
And so if somebody is talking,
let him finish.
A lot of people listen to you. I was tagged, which is one of the reasons I had to come. And I listened to him while he was talking.
Okay.
Even he made assertions, or even innuendos about Dangote being the only one, or the closure of the border. He doesn't even know when the border was actually open, when he was actually asked to if he's the only one who's having the monopoly. But we just come online without having adequate information, and you come and disseminate, and you give information to some people that is actually wrong. And now when you're called back to come and retract whatever it is you're saying, you say, oh, it's what you heard. You just Google it. Because I can go hours for you here on this platform, but I don't like a situation whereby we are the ones who are sabotaging the effort.
Mr. Can you instead of attacking,
Saudi Arabia,
can you say your point?
Hold on.
Instead of attacking,
can you just say what you think the government have done, and let people who are listening to you.
It is what it is on my timeline. What I know is not what I think.
Yeah, you can say it. Let's hear now. Some of us see. Yes.
Let me follow. They just have Google, and they should Google it.
Okay.
It's in Brazil. He has a stopover in Los Angeles today. He will be in Brazil for the same agricultural business.
Okay.
2,000 tractors were imported into that is never done in anywhere in the world.
Okay.
In the country. You see, fertilizer, he doesn't have the information.
Okay. So you talk about, hold on, before you respond. You talk about 2,000 tractors. Hello, my brother. Mr. Mid, hold on.
I'm going to attend
a live
broadcast right now. And it was just because Mama Tai tagged me.
Okay.
Which is one of the reasons, because I am actually going to speak on that.
Okay.
I can give you 2 hours. I can give you my 2 hours later on.
Okay. I don't mind inviting you.
Let him finish. I'll respond to him. Let him finish. I'll respond to him.
Okay. Is that what you have to say? They have 2,000.
I have all of the stuff that they were doing. Even as of yesterday, I still brought. I still have on my timeline what the Minister of Information and
Let me follow you because I need to follow you. I need to. Are you?
What he is doing.
But yeah,
the same thing.
That's good.
What's her name? Also, Minister of Industry. What she's doing. When you have the retinue of all of this, then you can now talk.
Okay. You see,
are you finished? Let him finish. Are you finished? Sponsor.
Please pardon me.
Can you respond now, please?
It's scheduled
okay.
On Zoom.
Okay.
So, and you know, Zoom is actually timed. So we're from different places. So once I'm done with that, I will definitely come.
You can send the link to me.
Definitely come and furnish you with all the details.
Okay, thank you. I will invite you. Okay, respond. Can you respond?
I would like to respond to my honorable that just left. One of the problems we have in Nigeria is that once people are benefiting from a government, they don't want to attack the government. Once people are benefiting from the government, when you say something against that government, even when they know what you are saying is true, they come online to attack it. Now, I will answer my honorable so that when he comes back, he can listen to it. This is 2025. Tinubu has been in government since 2023. A country of 200 million people. Now the government has just purchased 2,000 tractors and is boasting about it. Can 2,000 tractors cultivate food for only Lagos of over 10 million people? That is one. Secondly, is that one thing is to purchase a tractor. Another thing is to give the tractor to the right people, farmers that are supposed to get it.
You look, hold on, before you go on. You see this particular pin, the guy that pinned this is my brother. He is into agriculture in the village. Right
How
there
many
in
tractors?
Ekiti. No, there's
Please
no,
ask.
we are even talking about the fertilizer, herbicides, or whatever they need to function in the village. You see, they will get this thing. But to get to the right people is a problem in Nigeria, and people are not ready to address that.
Exactly. So instead of this man to say, okay, you have some point, maybe let's all join hands together and make sure that if these things are coming in, let it be go to the right hand of right people. But it's just a show of 2,000 tractors. Yes, we need over 100,000 tractors
In Nigeria to fall
in
before,
Nigeria
yes,
before we can even say a
100,000.
government is trying.
Yeah,
If a government can use 360 million naira to buy a vehicle for his senator, how much is 2,000 tractors in a country of 200 million? So purchasing a tractor is one thing, but giving it even to the right farmer is another thing.
thank
And that is
you.
what we are talking about. So the man who is talking about, oh, I'm talking about innuendo, I'm talking with fact, and he knows that.
Even those on the ground, they are complaining to us. They come to us most of the time to ask for money to do their farming. They
Thank
come to
you.
us, they ask us for money. They
I
tell us
get
what we going on.
I gave someone 1 million naira, a farmer by excellence, that I know that this man is a farmer by excellence. I gave him 1 million naira 2 months ago because he said, Your Excellency, if we don't plant now, I'm gonna lose everything. Whatever you
Yeah,
can borrow me, loan me to farm now. Those are people that government are supposed to support, but they're not supporting them.
exactly. That's the problem. You see, in
So
Ekiti, they distributed fertilizer a couple of months ago. That was
okay,
almost, it was almost broadcasted to almost everybody. But ask us, who are the people that took this fertilizer? Most of
those
the people that took
fertilizers
it,
are in the house of honorables. So when you go
yes,
there and say, my chairman, sir, oh, are you a farmer? Go and take one there.
exactly.
So it is not about the government buying
Can I
2,000
Somebody,
tractors.
somebody want to ask a question. I want to talk. Okay, Mr.
Okay.
Ola Adams on TikTok, we are listening to you.
Well done, sir. Well done, sir.
Yes.
I really do appreciate your efforts. It is one of the thing I love so much because I did politics back home before I travel abroad. It is so painful that it's not even sometimes those who are on the throne, it's those who are under them.
Mm-hmm.
I remembered when Fayemi was there, being one of the early that worked directly with Fayemi, what majority of people that work directly with him supposed to even like what they send across to them for like maybe
People.
appointments. Those who are under him, they twist it around to another people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not even them sometimes, although they have their own flaws. Some of them are very sadist and wicked, but at the same time, people that is under them are most deadly people. And when it comes to distributing agricultural stuff, in fact, that man said, is it Mr. Tokwe that said something that they won't even give it to the people that they're supposed to give it to.
That is the
Mm-hmm.
So
problem.
that was,
We need to
Mm-hmm.
address this problem.
yes. So it is unaddressable because
Okay.
people have become evil.
Mm-hmm.
So only solution is to, if we can change the ideology, our political ideology, our mindset, and it is tough to change mindset. It takes a decade, it takes a century, or 2 decades to change mindset. So our political system is just is I don't know what to call it.
It's a
It
mirage.
is not democracy.
Yeah.
So
So that is why I stopped talking about politics these days. I'm so sad because we.
My brother, please, we are not going to stop talking about it.
You say,
My
thank
brother,
you,
please.
Mr. Ola Adams. You see, the person that is talking is in United States. And these
Yeah.
are the things the frustration, those of us in diasporas, we are experiencing. Look, I have a small farm. Hold on. Okay.
Although we cannot blame the present administration because things have been there forever. It can't be changed just within a tickling of an eye.
Mr. Ola Adams, Mr. Ola Adams, I think we have to be, this one of the things I used to say.
I
You see,
disagree with that.
yeah, I disagree with that too. You know why? You see, you are not elected to do the easy things. If you're
Yes.
a
Yeah.
leader of a country who really know what he wants. You see, when Trump came, he was desperate. He was desperate to reform the immigration, and without looking side by side,
He went for
he
it.
go after it, and he did
Yes.
whatever he needs, either good, bad, or wrong. If a
Yeah.
leader wants to do whatever he needs to do to correct any anomaly, like what Tinubu did by removing
Subsidy.
subsidy on the
Uh-huh.
oil, by removing subsidy on the dollar. That's a very good move. Okay, to me, I applaud him for that, and I supported him for doing that. But then, what are you doing on ground to
Yeah.
ameliorate the suffering of the
Suffering.
masses
The
that
hardship.
you created? We know we cannot solve the problem today. There must be a defined road for people to know that, okay, this road that we are passing, we are going to get to the end of the tunnel by the grace of God, and they must have hope. People cannot live hopelessness in a
Mm-hmm.
country, a whole
Mm-hmm.
country.
The solution is to go drastically for agriculture. That is only.
And that is the agriculture we were talking about, and somebody came in.
Household.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every household must go back to agriculture.
Yeah.
I told my people back in Ekiti, they were laughing at me. Stop selling our father's property. Go back to commercial farming. I will help. They were laughing at me that he is in America talking about
Yeah.
agriculture.
Every land now has been sold to build out. Every land
Hold
are
on,
supposed to
Mr.
be for
Oladam.
farming.
Let Mr. Honorable Faduri, let him respond to that. Yeah. Can you mute and let him respond? I'm listening, sir. You see?
I want to say thank you to Mr. Ola Adams for your contribution, but I want to beg of you, do not give up on your nation.
Hmm.
Wherever you are around the world, if you are American, they call you Nigerian American. You are never a fully American.
Hmm.
The only place you are called a Nigerian is your country. Any other place, they put a name and they put something. A Canadian Nigerian, a Russian Nigerian. It is solely in Nigeria that you are called a Nigerian. And no matter how we stayed abroad, how many families are we going to bring abroad? How many white men go and die in our country that we are dying abroad these days? So we must not give up on our country. Let us also remember that the country we have today, people fought for it.
Mm-hmm.
They fought for slavery. If they didn't fight for corruption and everything, we will not be here today to enjoy it. So at some point, we must come together to fight for our country. Now, back to agriculture you mentioned. In Nigeria now, every land that's supposed to be used for agriculture, they are selling it for people to build houses. They are selling it. Everybody's buying land, left, right, and center, to build, to build, to build. And it saddens my heart that even those abroad who are building houses in Nigeria, when are you going to even live in that house you are building anyway?
Hmm.
The house you build, that even when you go to Nigeria, you hardly find yourself staying there 3 weeks. After 3 weeks, you are back to your
America.
Obodo. Your children only see your houses in picture. They have not even gone there.
Most of them cannot even go back.
They
Most of
may
them
never go there.
never go back. They may
So
never.
why building the houses there? If
Hmm.
there's anything we need to do, like you also said, is that we must encourage agriculture, but it must start from the government. Government must make it lucrative. Let's introduce agriculture farming to the schools, to universities. Let us not let our undergraduates be reading cocoa inside book. Let them practical. Let them practicalize it. Let's be pragmatic. Let us not buy, say we are buying 2,000 tractors. For who? Are we buying it even for government to use, for a government farm? Let Ministry of Agriculture in Nigeria buy 2,000 tractors for its own farm. Let's take it from there. Not 2,000 tractors we are buying for 200 million people. Abba, how? But before we get to that, let us first and foremost fix light in our country. When we create 24-hour power supply, we will cut Nigerian problem in half. I'll say it again. If we are able to fix light, instead of wasting 15 trillion on Lagos Calabar Coastal Road, let us fix the road we have, the existing road we have. That is bad. Let's fix them and let us put 10 trillion to give Nigeria 24-hour power, sustainable and affordable light. When you do that, you will create an economy that will blossom and correct itself in 10 years. Because why? When you create light, when you make light available to Nigeria, you will take 150 million people off of gasoline. Only those 50 million Nigerians who drive car will now be buying fuel. It will fall down the price of fuel because the supply will be more than the demand. Also, when you have power in your country, you don't have to go abroad to ask for businesses. Businesses will come to your country. Nigeria is a country of millions of people. Many people want to come and do business in Nigeria, but the cost, the overall cost of buying diesel and fuel was the reason why they went to Ghana, they went to South Africa. If they realize that Nigeria has 24-hour power supply, businesses will come back to Nigeria. Nigeria will be great again. If there's any country that needs to be great, I say it's not America, it's Nigeria. It was once a great country. So if we can have leaders who have a vision, who says, okay, what do we need first? The first thing first in any country is light. Create light. When there is light, everything will fall into places. People will do businesses. Nigerians will return back home and say, yes, I can do business in my country now. I don't have to worry about light. Many businesses will come in. Many companies will come back to our country. Youth will be employed. Then let's make sure. And when you have light, it will help your security. Because those who are kidnapping, those who are killing, those who are doing terrorism are hiding in the bush because there's no light. If you have light everywhere, you can see the whole country with Google. Anybody hide anywhere, you go pick them up. So if we are able to create light in our country, we will cut our problem in half. Then bring agriculture to the universities, to the prisons. What we will have done is that we'll be creating food for Nigerians to eat and supply to African nations. We have 36 states and we have 72 universities and both state and federal. And we have over 36 polytechnics, both state and federal. If we are able to do this, you can imagine how much more food we are going to create, how much more professional farmers we are going to graduate from these schools. So it's not a rocket science. Our country is fixable. We just have leaders who are not ready to fix it. Period.
Thank you very much, Mr. Faduri. I know we cannot exhaust everything today. We spent over 1 hour, almost 1 hour, 20 minutes. We spent it today. I know I'm still going to bring you back over and over because you'll be very you are so passionate about what you are talking about, and I think most of us have learned so many things that we've not know, and these are the education that we want to educate our people. These are the narrative we want to create, even though Mr. Ahmed thought we were just here to criticize the government and say something bad. No. You see, when anybody, I was talking to my governor of Ekiti State the other time, I said, look, those who are your friend are those who are saying, who are criticizing you. Those who are saying, Rankadede, who will say, well done, sir, you are doing good. No, they are deceiving you. You can only learn from those who are talking, who are criticizing whatever is going on around, because first of all, they have the information. They may not have the full information, but when 1-2 people are saying the same thing, you need to go back to the drawing board and say, ask yourself, what have you done wrong in this? What have we done wrong in this area, and how do we correct it? And I think people should understand that like I told Mr. Ahmed, you have the right to come to my podcast for right of reply. My platform is open to everybody. It's not about criticizing the government. It's about educating, changing the narratives, and let people understand that, look, there are better things we can do to make sure that Nigeria is better. And we can join hands. I
Yeah,
know those of us in diaspora cannot do it alone, because we still
yeah,
have to go and meet people down there. But the
yeah.
people there, they need the information that we can now have synergy in terms of, okay, we are bringing this to you. They must have the mind to receive and accept whatever we are trying to preach to them. Thank you very much, Honorable Faduri. I know we have so many things we need to talk about. If not, I'm still going to invite you. You are my friend anyway. I'm still going to invite you several times. We're still going to come back and deal with some of these issues. We talked extensively about our electoral system today. We talked extensively about light. We talked extensively about agriculture. We talked extensively about the perception of people in diaspora, what they experience in terms of what you have experienced by going to Nigeria to contest for election, by going to Nigeria to show your foundation, and what you experience on ground. Like I said, the time we are right now, the same thing that's happened to me. What we have now, this is the time for collaboration, and we continue
Hmm.
to preach to our people, talk to our people, to say, look, we need to join hands together. You see, we may disagree on so many things, but at least
Hmm.
we cannot disagree in fixing our country. How
Of
the
course.
model, yeah, we cannot, we need to, because we have to go back. Some of us need to go back home. Nobody is going to disturb me from going back to my. I'm going to, like I was. We were playing. I'm in Boston right now. We were in a party yesterday, and I was telling my Nigerian people. They said, "Look, me. If it is tomorrow that I'm going to die, I will go back to Nigeria to die. I will never die in this country by the grace of God."
In foreign land, by God's
Yeah, and a
grace.
lot of people are that. So, on a final note, we will, like I said, we come back to deal, because out of all the questions I have here, we've only talked about one or two, but we will still find time to come and talk about issues that is affecting us, and we're still going to talk about your mission. You said you have a WhatsApp group. If somebody, can you put it out there? If someone want to contact you, what are your, and then you give us the parting notes.
Okay. Thank you for having me. I must say it's a pleasure to be able to speak here, and also appreciate the honorable that was tagged. It means that we're saying something meaningful. That's why they tagged him. And maybe he can also take the message to the if he's close to government, since he has the figures to tell them, okay, if these 2,000 tractors, let's make sure we give it out to the right people, because in the past, right people have not been getting it. I want my government to succeed. Even when I'm in opposition, I still want the people to succeed. So anything I'm saying out, if the government can tap from it and go and use it and they succeed, I'm okay with it. Because I want my government to succeed. But for government to be doing what is wrong and for us to be quiet, that is not governance. For government to say, everybody please go and don't worry, we are working on making Nigeria better. Just persevere, but they are buying jets. Go and persevere, but they are flying abroad. Go and persevere. Our president has gone to London for medical checkup 7 times in 2 years. There is no cost of that going abroad that can be less than 100 million naira. All of those monies could be poured into Nigerian economy for Nigerian people, or even 1 or 2 standard hospitals in our
Are
country.
you aware of this thing that is going on in Japan, and the Nigerian stand was empty? Are you aware of
Oh,
that?
fully
And
aware
they,
of it.
eh?
That is still the government lapses we're
The
talking about.
unprepared, they are not prepared for what they are doing. That's the sad part of it.
But if you
And
mention it, they say, "Oh no, something that they will come after you." You know,
yeah,
even smaller countries were represented.
exactly, fully.
Smaller countries, but because maybe money is not, maybe they're not going to be able to. If they're going to be able to steal money from there, they will say a lot of people. The last time they sent about 1,000 people to Saudi Arabia to go and Dubai to go and attend
Goodbye.
an event,
Mm-hmm.
but now they could not send even 2, 3 people.
They
and
sent, they
and also
collected the
we have.
extra code, they sent them, but on the first day, nobody was on our stand. Every other stand, we have people, even the tiniest country in Africa was
Yeah.
properly represented. They
So
have their representation, and Nigeria, only Nigeria, the
so
stand was empty.
these are the problems we have
Is
in our
that not
country, that we have.
sickening?
Yeah, we have leaders who are not prepared, for what they are doing, and people come online to come and defend the indefensible. So if you have 2,000 tractors, is it affecting Nigerian people? How are they coping? Can they eat 3 square meal? So I want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to Nigerians, and I know that I will continue to speak to Nigerians, that our country is in our hand. The survival of it, the rescue of it, especially Nigerians in diaspora. We must get ready to say not giving up on your country, because the country you are today, if they give up on it, you won't be there. And when you look at what is happening around the world, most of these countries now are becoming hostile to us that are immigrants. It is time for us to see how we're going to return back home and fix our country and go back to our nation. Our country cannot be great again, cannot be rescued if we leave it in the hands of few of us. So since some of us are ready to spearhead the fight, to spearhead the rescue, all we need is your support. Some people will say, oh, don't mind them. If he gets their due, he's going to steal. And I tell them, I don't need to steal in government. You do not need to steal when you are in government. The allowances, the money, the everything in government is enough to take care of you. And if you think I'm going to steal, I will steal but do what I'm supposed to do. And I say something today. Let's take, for instance, it will take 10 trillion to fix lights in Nigeria. And I bring out 15 trillion, but I was able to do the light. Would Nigeria care about the 5 trillion on top of the money? If they see light 24 hours, affordable, not the one we have right now, that is band A, band B, band C, band D in our country. You are in a country and you are segregated, that this is the band you have. You are in A, you are in B, you are in C, you are in D. I've never seen that abroad. The same light I use in Texas is the same light Trump used in Washington, D.C. And we pay the same prices. So a lot is wrong in our country. And I want people to leave the mentality of, oh, everybody is the same. When you get to government, you're going to do like the same thing. No, we're not going to do the same thing. There's so much money in government that you have to have a poverty mentality. And because most of the people we are putting in government are people who have no jobs. The only job they have is politics. So once they're in government, they steal. Once they leave, they spend money with the same way when they were in government. So when the money is about to finish, they want to go back. Some of us are professionals. We have a job. And even when we're in government or not in government, we will still have a job that will make money for us. We can fix our country. It's going to take you and I to fix it. It's not those in Nigeria alone, but those in diaspora. God bless every Nigerian in Nigeria. God bless every Nigerian in diaspora. God bless you, and God bless me too. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. And like I said, we've not talked about security in the country. We've not talked about our economy. We've not talked about even we human beings. A lot of things we've not talked about. I'm still going to invite you. I'll be inviting you very, very soon. I can assure you. You know how we do it,
No problem.
and we have time. The platform is open for more discussion, for engaging other people. And thank God, I'm very grateful to Mr. Ahmed Barakari. He said he has sent me a lot of documents, but like I said, I still want him to come here too, because you see, it's not about just criticizing the government alone. We want to hear from the government too. We want to make sure that the platform is open so that people can hear. We can reach more audience, especially
Yeah.
those in diaspora. They want to
Yeah.
know what you are doing. If you are doing something, what is even the function of the National Orientation Agency of Nigeria? They are
Agency of
not doing
Nigeria.
nothing. They are not doing nothing. And most of the media people in Nigeria, they only few of them will say something out of what the government want them to. This program, we know how
Yeah.
it's done. I was a journalist for a long time, and it was even journalism that took me out of Nigeria. So
Yeah.
nobody can tell me I don't
You
know
are,
the
yeah.
nitty gritty of what is going on
You are restricted of what you can say.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So
If you talk
nobody will
against the
come.
government, they come after you.
Yeah, nobody will say, will come and tell me I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't know what I'm saying. We know what we are saying. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Honorable Faduri Oluwadare Joseph, for joining me
Thank you for having
today.
me.
Like I
Thank
said,
you.
I'll be inviting you so many other time,
Thank you.
and we like to invite other people to join us too. And
Thank you.
like I said, you've never talked about this coalition you are bringing together in diaspora. Do you want to give us idea of how people can join, what they can do?
It's on a WhatsApp platform, so we can share it so that we can join in the WhatsApp.
Okay,
Because let's bring people together first, then before we start talking about how to rescue our country. So it's on a
okay, thank you.
WhatsApp. I'm going to add it to the platform. So when
Okay,
I do, then probably we can create a channel for people to be able to join group to
join.
join in.
Okay,
So let
okay,
people in diaspora join in. Whether you are in
okay.
APC or PDP, does not matter. Once you are in
Yes.
Nigeria, you can join in. We're just looking for a country that will work for all of us.
Okay. Thank you very much, and have a
Thank you.
blessed and nice weekend.
You
God
too, man.
bless you. Thank you. Bye. So we are done on Facebook. As I've been,